Hey, English teachers. Hey, check out this conversation lesson. It's an English conversation starter for teens and adults that are at the intermediate level. So, my store is called the Speak Up English Talk Resources, and I'm over at the Teachers Pay Teachers site. And I specialize in designing conversation lessons for kids, teenagers, and also adults. So, today, take a look at this particular lesson. And by the way, all my lessons are theme based. So, this one that I'm going to talk about today is about detox diets and do they really work. So the way my lessons are designed is that first you will have the student learn some key vocabulary. So for example, what does the word detox mean? Here's a definition of it. You don't need to get the student to, read this, but you can just explain what this word means, like give examples. And also I have beautiful graphics, right? All my lessons come with beautiful graphics because a picture tells 1,000 words. And then you can get the student to read this little sentence here. And this would tell, show the student how this word is used in an English sentence. And also it's a good time for you to check their pronunciation and their reading skills. And here's another one, for example, toxin. What does it mean? So here is a picture of a mushroom, right? Mushrooms got toxins. And here is another sample sentence. So after you're done teaching these key vocabularies, and I usually have include 6 or 7 vocabularies in each conversation starter, then you can move on to part 2, which is to get the student to read a short article. And so here, for example, this is one of the pages. So my articles, they're split into a few pages so that it's easy on the eyes and also it's better for online teaching. So each slide, each page has 3 or 4 sentences, and it comes with beautiful graphics, right, to explain the content of the paragraph. So get the student to read it, and again, check for their reading skills. You can ask questions and to see, to gauge their level of understanding. At the same time, you can start, sharing your experiences, or get the student to talk about their experiences. Do you drink a lot of fruit juices or vegetable juice? And one of my experiences that I share was that one time my mom made me some this type of juice, and she threw 2 oranges and 2 kiwi in there, and it just completely burned my stomach because it was just way too acidic. So I taught her the word acidic. Okay, so you can teach more words through your conversation with your student. Next, so here this slide talks about how detox diets. A lot of people, they drink all kinds of juices, right? Herbal teas or smoothies, or just drink water, right? So they can get rid of the toxins in their bodies. Other methods include just eat raw fruits and eat raw vegetables and cut down on the meat or the carbs or the dairy products or sugar. There's all kinds of methods. But then at the end of the lesson, it shows that researchers explain that as long as you follow a good um, routine, like get good sleep, drink lots of water, exercise, just maintain a healthy lifestyle, and that is just good enough. It's just naturally your body will pick up all these, healthy cues and start working for you. So after that comes part 3, which is the discussion activity. So this is where you and your student can have fun talking about your views, share more of your experience and so forth. And I provide usually 6 to 7 questions. So they're designed for you. So it's meant to save you, the teacher, the time from having to come up with your own questions. But of course, if you do have your own questions, by all means throw them in. So here are some questions. For example, you're asking your students for their thoughts on detox diets and which type of detox diets would they be interested in, right? And also take this chance to check for their grammar skills, because a lot of ESL students, they tend to get the verb tenses mixed up. So for example, they might say something like, "Oh, yesterday I drink some juice." If it's yesterday, really, you should be saying, "Yesterday I drank juice," right? But I try not to overcorrect them. And so I just wait for them to finish what they have to say, or I just, give them, the time to say at least 5 to 6 sentences, and then I give them gentle reminders. And then they also get confused on the verb conjugates, right? For example, they would say something like my friend do something. My friend do something. But really, if it's my friend, right? That's a third person. You really should be my friend does something, right? So what I do is I don't feed her the answer, but I give her, I give her the option to choose. Like, do you think it should be my friend do or my friend does? So this way they can remember their mistakes better. So another one is like, another discussion question is like, do you think people rather like don't do anything until something happens and then take treatment? Or do you think people are more into like illness prevention, right? So that's another interesting topic. And then like, about modern life, right? Do you think that modern life can lead to a healthier lifestyle or a more stressful lifestyle? Throwing examples, right? Modern life, people like going to the gym. They like going, to doing workouts, they're more health conscious. They're more into like keto diets. Or on the other hand, does it give you a stressful lifestyle? Like, because people are living in a fast-paced society, and there's work, there's deadlines, and etc. So it's this is a good debate, right? Or a good discussion. So yeah, so take a look. If you're looking for more resource lesson ideas, go to my website, and I have lessons. They're sold individually, and they are also sold in packages. Okay, bye.